Hello, my name is Cayley MacArthur. We interrupt this session to bring you news from CHI 2021, where researchers from the University of Waterloo have published You're Making Me Sick, a systematic review of how virtual reality research considers gender and cybersickness. The researchers have highlighted a sickness affecting people worldwide, and it's not the sickness you're thinking of. It turns out gender may be a factor influencing our experiences and our research in virtual reality. For more on this, let's find out the inside scoop on cybersickness from our correspondent, Arielle Grinberg.
So, what is cybersickness?
Well, Kelly, cybersickness is an uncomfortable side effect experienced by users of virtual reality that is associated with symptoms like disorientation, ocular motor disturbances, and nausea.
So, Arlo, where does gender come into the picture here?
Well, Kelly, for example, women are reported as experiencing it more severely and frequently than other participants in studies. Symptom profiles seem to differ. It seems like out of the three symptoms of disorientation, ocular motor disturbances, and nausea, women and men experience them at different degrees. So in other words, women may experience less nausea than men during experiments, while still experiencing overall more severe symptoms of cybersickness. There are some factors that we hypothesize might make a difference in the design of virtual environments to reduce these effects of cybersickness, but we just don't know yet how all these factors might be related.
Fascinating. So, Arielle, what do you think researchers should be doing about cybersickness?
Well, Caitlin, we can't just limit cybersickness to just one of these symptoms. Otherwise, we can't capture the full experience of cybersickness.
So you're saying if we only measure nausea, for example, we may not be accurately capturing the discomfort people are experiencing following the use of virtual reality technology?
Exactly, Carly. So more research is needed to understand how cybersickness and virtual reality are related to get the big picture, especially in relation to the context of gender.
Wonderful reporting. Stay safe out there. Thank you. We'll stay posted.
Thank you, Marielle. This just in. We're hearing from the researchers themselves that in order to begin looking into this issue, they first did an exploratory review of the CHI 2019 literature to see how gender and cybersickness were dealt with in existing HCI virtual reality papers. Following this, they conducted a systematic review, ending up with 59 study papers and 12 survey papers that pertain to gender, cybersickness, and virtual reality, which revealed a number of confounding factors that cause our overall understanding of gender's cybersickness to remain elusive. It looks like they found there's an ongoing need to include and report on women's experiences in virtual reality to better understand the effects of cybersickness and why it differs so much for women, and what effect this could be having on our virtual reality studies overall. Let's go back to our correspondent on the ground, Aretha, to find out what you can do to help.
So, Arthur, what are the researchers saying?
Well, Carly, so far we found that the researchers have created recommendations.
And Arlington, can you take us through those recommendations, please?
Sure, Cassandra. The first recommendation researchers have developed is that there needs to be a clear reporting of demographic characteristics in the HCI papers. The second recommendation that I've picked up from the researchers is that there should be broader considerations of gender.
Now, could you tell us a little more about that, please?
Sure, Carrie. I'm hearing that HCI researchers need to develop up-to-date practices of reporting on gender that doesn't essentialize and assume.
Thank you, Aardvark. So, can you tell us the other recommendations that you're getting?
What I'm getting from the ground here is that there needs to be a more clear reporting of dropouts, like clear explanations of why and when participants dropped out of the study, and retaining their demographic information. Without this information, researchers can't do meta-analyses to get to the bottom of the relationship between gender and cybersickness.
That is astounding, Arlington. Are there any final recommendations that you're getting from the researchers at this time?
Well, Kara, I've seen that researchers have also recommended reporting a clear list of exclusion and inclusion criteria for their study designs. And lastly, that there's a need for a more standardized and up-to-date measurement of cybersickness.
Great work, Arielle. We'll stay posted for the latest.